The kingdom values, kingdom is unimaginably different from our perspective. Unless it is revealed, we will not be able to comprehend it. But the value systems are all upside down. If you want to go up, you must come down. If you want to have more, you give everything. If you want to live, you must die. Everything is upside down. Are we asking according to the kingdom standards, or are we asking according to the worldly standard? What is highly esteemed among men is abomination. Most of a prayer request is what? To be conformed to the world, or? And we say God answered the prayer. How come? Which God? We say it here, but people firmly believe God answered that. You cannot mention that outside. They will just dissect you. Somebody else answered that prayer means they won't accept it. It's God who answered. I often point out, when Jacob had few hundred cattle, Pharaoh had millions of cattle. Jacob had some gold. The gold diamond that was kept with the Pharaoh in his tomb itself is unimaginably great while he is dead. Then what will be the amount that he had while he was living inside the pyramids? So, is there anything to compare? Hebrews 11 chapter 24 to 26.
By faith Moses, when he became of age, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the passing pleasures of sin, esteeming the reproach of Christ greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he looked to the reward. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible.
Yes. He saw the invisible. What a choice he makes. What would have been his prayer? Lord, can I carry some of this wealth of Egypt? No. The burden on the Lord is, I want to gather you, but you are not willing. So if you become willing, I can. Because he will not crash entry into your house, into your life. When you do the will of your Father, he knows how you must move. He will prepare you for that. He will prepare you and put it in your heart also. Yes. You will know it. You are not telling him, this is what I want. When you are seeking his will, only his will, he will show you what to do. The choices can be entirely different from what we think. Young man, after his studies, he was appointed as an ambassador for another country from England. At that time, he had a call for missions also. He went as a missionary. This young man's father's friend wrote a letter to him saying, your son lost a great opportunity of being ambassador for the Queen of England. He wrote, he is the ambassador for the King of Kings. How does that perspective come? The other also, choices came, he knew what to choose. The higher one. He could have chosen the other one also. That was also open before him. The purpose of anything we do must definitely clearly have eternal perspective. When you work, godliness with contentment is a great gain. If you are already satisfied in Christ, what will be your need? Very little. Then what job you will do? Any job, what He wants you to do. You may be a coolie worker, happily doing it. Tending sheep like Moses. Most of the Old Testament God's people were rearing cattle. Will we accept it in modern times? God's people are called for cattle. Abraham, Jacob. God's people lived in tents because they looked for something far beyond. Early Christians lived in catacombs. The way now money, controlling life, career, profession, these thoughts are all more recent. More recent. If you look back, your great-grandfather's time, there was no pursuit for career. Why? There was no career. The web and the net came later. Everybody is caught in the web and the net now. Evil one has a great plan to entrap. Many of us do not have time outside this net. Now most of what will happen soon for the IT profession is a question mark. With one man's decision in one country, lot of things are going to change. One man. So most of the sudden changes, I understand from my lifetime, has happened over last 1 century. Most of the rapid changes in perspective, values, thinking, confusion, the hurried life. The word busy, busy, busy is a modern term. In my own younger days, people had adequate time after cultivation and work to meet together, to have a morning prayer in the house, leisurely. You recollect that, you will see that. A need in the house is there, a wedding. The prayer group people will come, do all the work in the house. The house owner need not know anything. If a house has to be thatched, you buy and keep the leaf ready. They will come, remove everything, thatch it, one work, have a kanji and go. No remuneration to be paid. That's the work of this Pratana Yoga. Big, great Maraman convention. Every Pratana Yoga people have to carry the Ola. I have carried the Ola from my house to the Maraman convention. Our share has to be taken and we had to thatch that area. Finished. Such great pandal without any effort will be over on one single evening. And such orderliness. My father had a pension of 50 rupees. We were 6 children, lived happily. Did a lot of cultivation, produced everything at home. Satisfied with very little. That was the concept at that time. You don't need, there were mega rich people at that time also, but most of them were satisfied with little. When my mother's brother, elder brother, got his MSc, people in the town came to see him. Rarest of the rare. MSc. He showed them, mother used to say, connecting some batteries and light was shown in the house. People were wondering what light. So we need to come back to the kingdom way and modify, allow God to change many of our perspectives. Pseudo-satisfaction. That's a danger, other danger. Something else is able to keep us satisfied. God has to break it. God has to break it. When the bubble broke in US, there was some prayer time. Then again they built it up.